Somebody shot my dad. I get the killer mentality. I come from murder and tragedy. Single burn home and family. Do this shit for my whole family. I'ma go get me a Grammy. You know that I'm missing you, Granny. Backbone to my whole family. I got to turn for the family.
Why do you think, is such, and me and Che talk about this a lot. Why do you think it's such a chasm between by social class where people that have made it out of that situation that might have moved out to Prince George's County or whatever? I mean, I don't want to indict that, but that have left and then look back with kind of the 30,000-foot aerial viewing, like, well, I made it. I'm living out here. I made these decisions. Like, how did we arrive at this having this kind of chasm between social class where we make these kind of preconceived, stereotypical negative assumptions about why somebody couldn't make it and why another person did?
Yeah, that's a great question, Doc. I think what happens, honestly, is that those people aren't well versed on all of what they really overcame. They don't really understand what was set up, right? The systemic things that were present, and again, they by the grace of God, they were able to get that job in the government or start that business or whatever took them out of their situation. But really accepting that it was all about choice. You know what I'm saying? When these communities, there's deeper issues. So it's not the playing field isn't even. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, there is some accountability on the decision maker, right? But just know that there are really, and I'm even speaking from a personal place. I never even held some of them views, but as I've grown and evolved and met people like y'all and got different perspectives to truly understand that. Now, I'm gonna give you an example, right, of what I'm talking about. Even I'm a person, like, 'cause I like to do that too. I'm talking about me. I remember I was on a podcast. This is a while ago, right? Early podcast. When podcast first came out, right? It's like 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago. And a guy was talking to me about redlining, right? And I was like, he was saying redlining in DC, right? So I'm only speaking from my understanding, though I knew what redlining was, but in my time on this earth, I'm saying these communities were always black. So I was like, well, I don't think that impacted, us here in DC. I know that happened in Chicago, and I'm telling them all about my
right.
But right, but after the podcast and things that I would research and read and to see redlining happening right here, here in our community, or how even people, my grandparents, why they moved on this block was because they couldn't move. They had to leave. My grandfather he couldn't live in Georgetown anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to say is that a lot of times people that coming from these communities, you don't even really understand and what created your community or the issues in your community. You don't understand the different oppressive policies and laws that really played a part, that no matter what a person or the fact that the generation before us didn't even have a choice. So obviously that plays a part in the choices that we make, the choices that we think we can make, the dreams that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people tend to, what helped us leave Africa and as human beings inhabit the rest of the earth was our ability, projectile weapons, but in our ability to cooperate, right? And I think human beings like to think that we I know people use terms like human beings, people are like sheep, but that's an innate mechanism to help us survive. We do follow what everybody else is doing. So in a lot of ways, you're gonna have people that come from certain environments or certain communities that forge a new path. But in so many ways, right, there's a system set up where people tend to operate in a similar fashion, and so it becomes whether it's getting involved in when you don't have opportunities for people to do things, people have to survive, and that creates a cycle, a way of life that people find themselves in. So when people say, oh, it's just about that person made a choice and they could have done this and that, that's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean? I ain't seen nobody go to work, man. Like, I really didn't. I say that a lot, but I didn't. So like
right.
I got lucky that I have, you know what I'm saying, that I'm a professional, right? That I go to work every day. That's not, you know.
And you want to know, it's not to cut you off, Tony.
No work.
Working at PG Hospital, I've seen a lot of guys come in that's been, shot 5-6 times, right? And they didn't live in Southeast. They lived in Bowie. They had both their parents. Both their parents were highly paid, professionals, right? So when we talk about classism and gun violence in, our urban communities, we don't talk about how many guys that didn't grow up in the hood, that didn't grow up in the urban community, that grew up in that white class privilege type of perspective, but they're getting shot as well. So I wonder mentally, like, where does that come from? Why do you want a gun if you grew up in Bowie and you got both your parents and you went to private school?
So let me jump in on that, because I got a perfect personalized example of that. This happened to me yesterday. So I'm following my godson on Instagram, and he doing like a 4-minute freestyle. Born in the suburbs, mom, amazing job, father, amazing job, well-educated, mother, whole nine. Everything he was saying was totally the antithesis of how he was raised. Yeah. And I wanted to so bad, but because he's my godson, I can't copy that and put it on Front Street, because I wanted to copy it and put it on Instagram and be like, listen, all it is not real. Yeah. Y'all listening to this, but y'all really don't know the backstory for this kid. It all looks like it's real. It's not.
Yeah. We identifying ourselves. I mean, I think obviously pop culture has played a part in us as Black men feeling like, we gotta identify ourselves by, our toughness. You know what I'm saying? We these are the things, these are the ideals that we gotta aspire to be. I think that's incredibly unfortunate that you get kids that have various opportunities, that have support, have resources, and they want to buy into this narrative that being street is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? I think that's super. But again, I think there's been some other forces present to perpetuate that too. And that's why, again, in terms of what you guys know about me, that's why I stand so firmly on who I am as a positive guy, as a person that's value education, values helping the community, like and knowing that comes along with respect also. You know what I mean? Exactly. Trying to really be a representation of that. Because it's for our young Black men who parents may have come from them circumstances that grinded, to create a new life in a better way for their children, and you find children sort of still gravitating or trying to seek that out. You know what I mean? We gotta really be transparent with young people about the importance of that, and especially for Black males like that. Listen, bro, being tough, that can't be how you validate yourself. You know what I'm saying? You cannot being from. We say things like that. Like we talk about, oh, he a good boy, he a college boy, or it's, you know what I'm saying? We talk.
Right.
We say those things with such a negative connotation. And my cousin out Maryland, I mean, I'm right in that. I've said those things myself. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said before, that's because you come from, and you don't understand there's a bigger world than your hood, and that what we're stuck in is not really the ideal situation. You know what I mean? But once you evolve, once you become enlightened, then I think it's people's duty to really see that.
And it's crazy, Tony, because we took 2 of our guys up on campus, just the shadow, walking around, see the beautiful campus that Maryland has. And every guy that we brought up on campus, when they left, guess what they said? How do I get here? What do I need to do to enroll? Yeah, you know what I mean. So that makes me feel like they just need the opportunity. Number one, and number two, they need to self-motivate themselves, right? To understand that there's more out here than just that 4 to 5 block, a situation. And I think that, we so wrapped up in our trauma, you know what I mean? We don't see nothing else, man. We don't see nothing else.
Y'all operate when y'all do that though, Shay. Like, man, y'all become. I mean, it's so for real. I don't want to let y'all devalue that in any way. Not to say that y'all don't really already get, but like y'all are bridge to that though. Like, so if I see Doc and I see you and I know y'all build with me. I feel connected to y'all. I feel like we got things in common. I feel like y'all care, and then y'all bring me. Right, I trust y'all enough to take me somewhere. I go somewhere with y'all, and then y'all show me something that I never seen before. Wherever I knew, I may knew it was the University of Maryland, but I never had nobody to usher me in and show me and make it real for me. And so many times in our community, like I think that's part of it. When it's nobody that you trust, love, know, right, that can be the person to be the anchor in the bridge to other opportunities. That's when it becomes so. Even when a quote unquote opportunity, presents itself, I don't trust it. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that they point to say you should look up to this person. Like respect to that person or whatever. But I don't really look because he ain't like. That's how I feel. Like he ain't been through what I've been through.
Right.
Come from. And it's a gap there, like, and so I think, I just want to salute y'all for those kind of things, right? That innovative, those innovative strategies, because just to show a young man, like, you could be here, bro. You could like be on this campus and have them ask y'all, how do I do that? You know what I'm saying? That's incredible. Man, that's incredible. Because young they want to do some stuff if you just show them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
OTL.